Why are you so hard on yourself? I feel like I'm hard on myself because my examples weren't always the best. And once I realized that, I knew what I didn't want to be. So I put all my energy into not being something so hard that it became my focus, right? And now that I realized I was distracted, it's like, nah, you got to take that same hardcore focus and put it towards something. So it's not that I'm trying to figure out how to articulate it out loud while I'm recording it. It's not even just about being hard on myself. It's like, if I felt like, I want to say I wasn't raised right? Or maybe I focused too much on the parts I didn't like about how I was raised. So I'm always fighting not to be that. So when I'm showing up, my goal is never to display that. And because of that, I'm coming to terms with, I'm viewing myself from that perspective. I'm always worried about showing up as the things I don't want to be like. And that makes no sense because I'm not even that. When you do that to yourself, it's hard to show up in the present day for yourself. It's hard to actually see your own accolades. You can't even see who you've become because you're busy trying not to show up like who you thought you're not supposed to be, if that even makes sense. But that's a hard pill to swallow because it's healing shit. I'm like, damn, God, like how many times I'm going to get dragged? Like how many ego deaths? And it's like as many as it take, I get it, but it's just a different level of understanding. Like, wow. So that's the part, how can I explain it? I call it residue. When you feel like, all right, I healed, I'm over it, I could deal with it, I could talk about it with no problem, but it's still like some residue on you. It's a part of you that's still stuck in, not in a situation, but like showing up as that. I'm showing up as your situation. I'm trying to get past that point and I'm struggling with it because it's a blank canvas. And it's like, okay, not only is it a blank canvas, how about while I was doing this shit, shout out to my spirit that led me to where I'm at right now, because I feel like I was blind the whole time. I feel like the whole time I wasn't even aware of what I was doing, what I was creating. It was more of me just trying to mask or like get that. I didn't want nobody to see what I was trying not to be so hard that I created something to rip my own mask off. And I got to this point, and this is, again, my book, The Alchemist. I'm home again because it's like, wow, okay, first off, that wasn't you the whole time. Right? And second, how about your spirit showed up for you and the world didn't even experience you the way that you were experiencing you at that point? And it's okay. It's okay, because I'm saying that to myself because I'm getting emotional, but realizing like, yo, the whole time my mask was me trying not to show up as all the things that I went through, not even knowing I wasn't even showing up that way. It was my own, I don't know. It was just me. And then, it was after me having an ego death and actually replaying something I said in one of my lives about having confidence and realizing like, yo, you don't look like what you've been through. That's not a mask. That's a reward. And you're wearing it wrong. Like, I don't know I'm trying to articulate. I'm so glad I'm recording this because it doesn't feel like I'm talking to myself. But it's like you're wearing it wrong. You wear it like your mask is not a mask. How about it's a crown, right? Perspective, change your perspective. It's not a mask. It's a crown, so you were wearing it wrong. And I'm coming to terms with this right now, this very moment. What time is it? All right, it's 9:22 a.m. June 9th. Shout out to double nines. All right, I like that. Yeah. Because it's ending cycles. Like I'm opening new doors in my mind. I'm like, wait a minute. I know what I'm literally a one woman show. I'm not going to cry. I'm trying to revamp my website, my blog, launch my blog. I'm doing outreach. I'm trying to get right. I'm trying to do all of this by myself, backed up at homework, kids, everything happening in my laundry. I'm sleeping with my laundry, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what's happening. And I'm waking up like, yo, what is that saying about you right now? Where's your mind at? Full transparency. Where is your mind at? You cannot fold the laundry. You need a minute. Like something, you need a minute, right? I'm about to do burnout trying to like force this out. But it feels like if you're a woman, if anybody hears this first, I'm speaking, but if you're a woman, if you ever, gave birth, that point where they tell you to stop pushing and you kind of feel like, nah, I gotta push. But they like, nah, you're gonna rip. You better stop. You gotta stop or you're gonna rip. I feel like this is where I'm at. I want to get all of this done. I want them to respond to me and say, yes, we have the people. Let's go. I want all of it to happen so bad. But my laundry not done. And I don't know if I'm supposed to sacrifice folding my laundry, because, you grow up and I grew up, I ain't going to talk about my mom. But anyway, my point is I'm trying not to recreate certain cycles in my life. And so the laundry is a trigger for me, right? Even though it's clean clothes, it doesn't matter. I know it needs to be done. So I'm like, all right, you got to find a way to get that done and tackle finishing this website and complete your content schedule for yourself, right? Because part of my job is to also create content for other people and complete their schedules. So now I have to eat. So I can't say, yo, I'm not going to do that work. I have to get that done. This is actually giving me a sense of urgency. I've done something in one day what would normally take me like 2 weeks. I was like, nah, I got to bust this shit out because it's in the way. It was in the way. And that's how I looked at it. And I got it done. Then it was like, oh, shit. Well, look. Well, bitch, why you ain't been doing that? Like, wait a minute, So even in the chaos, I was able to see like, wait a minute. It was possible for you to knock that out. You just, with no problem. Boom. You knocked it out without even thinking twice, nothing. You just knocked it out. So, capability, I had to see that. Now I can't go back. I raised the bar on myself. I've been bullshitting. And, and that's me being accountable for myself, right? So a lot of good is coming from this, but I want to push. I want it to be done. I'm so inspired. And I don't know, I feel like when I get excited, I just say anything. And that's when I realize too, I'm like, yeah, you got to chill out because I never want to put a cap on myself. I'm not saying that. But just being mindful of what I'm saying, I'm so me. I don't know. But that doesn't mean I'm not supposed to evolve. I can't just be like, oh, that's who I am. That's not what I'm saying. I'm seeing me. And it's funny, even when I slip, boy, like I said, getting dragged, those ego deaths be real, man. That shit is just, I'm like, yo. Anyway, let me not get caught up in that. But yeah, so getting back up, let's keep it on a positive note. Getting back up, my focus is fixed. I feel like divine timing is always at play. And I am so grateful when God shows out. Like God is so funny. The universe, whoever, I don't even care how other people relate to it. I'm speaking for myself right now. God is so funny how he will literally show out and surprise me in ways where I'm like, wow, how you set up the play from like years ago. Like it's like stuff that was like, I don't want to say backed up or held up, but how you set up the play from years ago to connect the dots to stuff that's happening right now. And God will do that just to show you, yo, I got you. I wrote the book, not you. Like you didn't do this, right? You're the character. I'm the director, and I get it, right? And I love those God moments because not only am I having them like as an individual, the more I come to terms with everything that's transforming, and the more I see myself, the more I'm grateful for it, the more I talk about it, the more I express it. I'm meeting people just like me. And everything I pray for. And I'm just like seeing it. And I'm also patient enough to see it and be like, wow, it's happening. Right? Coming to terms with the fact that, not only did you survive everything that you was clouded about before, all of, the shit you want to forget about, but the shit that you actually desire, the stuff that you want right now is unfolding right now because you're actively doing the work. And And I see it in ways that I can't express it yet. And I'm excited about that because it's like, yo, it's no words. And then a part of me is like, yo, you don't even have to just experience it. Like, don't say nothing because I talk a lot, right? Just experience it. Enjoy it. Be grateful in the moment of the connections, of the aha moments, you know, of the even that fucking getting dragged, the ego deaths. Be grateful because even when you get dragged, and you realize a flaw or an error, you see some shit and you're like, damn, how do I rectify that? That moment of grace you have with God, not a man. It don't look, that's when you subtract everybody from the scenario. I don't care who the key players are. Everybody is out the game at that point. It's just you and the coach in the locker room and y'all having that conversation. That's what an ego death is. It's not and that's why, just trust your timing. Trust your timing and give yourself grace. Give yourself grace and be real enough with yourself to say, yo, I fucked up. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have did that. Or even though I feel like I shouldn't have, this is what it did for me, right? So now it's not just a moment of shoulda, woulda, coulda. Hindsight, because hindsight for me is worse than karma. Hindsight hurts. That's all I'm going to say. Because when you realize some shit after the fact, it don't even matter what comes with it now. Because now your ego is hurt. Like, I ain't even catch that shit. Damn. Why didn't I see that? And then when you have that moment, like, why didn't I see that? Why would I say that or whatever? That's when you go back to that room with God, right? And your consultant, the consultant, right? And he'll tell you, yo, had you not spoke out of turn, you would not be in the room with me right now. And then you understand why it had to happen. And you get the fuck back up. You leave the room and you, all right, back to work. That's it. That's all. You don't have to make it no bigger than that. Leave it there in the room with God. He just wanted you to come meet with him. That's it. He had to say, hey, come sit with me for a second. Right? Don't that have to happen sometime? And don't we need it? Trust divine timing. Just don't stop doing what you're doing. And find a way to balance yourself. I need to stop talking and go fold my laundry. I'm going to go do that. All right. That's it. I'm done.